Every time I would wear them and I had a good game, I would never wash them. So I would keep them, never wash them. And just over time, they start to smell because I had a pretty good career. So I had some good games here and there. So I never watched them once I had a good game. So athletes are very superstitious, just like probably anybody else, I'm sure. Those magic socks were magical to me because I thought I had the superpowers to play a good game, but really it was just the work that I put in, the preparation to get to be ready for the moment.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
All right, we are thrilled to have on this show. I'm going to call him a celebrity. He's a celebrity to me. His name is CJ Watson. He is known, you're probably going to know the name. He's a Las Vegas native and a former professional basketball player. Spent 10 years in the NBA playing for, gosh, everyone from Golden State Warriors to the Chicago Bulls, Brooklyn Nets, Indiana Pacers, Orlando Magic, and then spent some time overseas playing in Italy, Greece, and Turkey. He is doing some amazing things. I'm not asking him to be on the show because he's a former professional basketball player. I'm asking him on the show because he is an excellent human being. CJ, thanks for joining us on Most People Don't, but you do.
No, appreciate it, Bart. Honored to be on the show. And like I said, anything you ask me to do, I'm here.
You're an amazing person. CJ, I want to start off because the name of the podcast, the name of our company is Most People Don't. What do you do that most people don't do? I know it's a whole lot of things, but I want you to soak it in and brag just for a moment. What do you do, CJ Watson, that most people don't do?
I think just be kind, be humble, and treat others the way I would want to be treated.
Where does that come from?
It just comes from my parents, man, my upbringing. That's how my parents from were, and they taught me and my brother to hold ourselves accountable. My parents are from the South, so they have Southern hospitality. I was raised to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, to any stranger on the street, to my family members. So it's just instilled in me.
It's so unique, right? And I hate to say that, but it is unique, CJ. The values, and we'll call it just even some of the humanitarian values, some of the basics of how we interact with each other and with people. Not to be negative, but personally, I've seen it going away from that, that people seem to be more self concerned, more selfish, less hesitant to be nice. Do you see the same thing in your world? I know you're traveling all over the place.
I think so. I definitely think and people go through things all the time. Some people have good days, bad days. We all have them. And I think it's just even just fighting through those bad days, those tough circumstances, those tough moments, and
Yeah.
to still be kind to someone that you see walking down the street or just be kind to anybody. And I think that's just shows how you were raised, your morals and values, just like you said. And then also how you want to treat people, how you want to leave your mark in this world. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is just to leave a legacy, but also to let everyone know I'll give you the shirt off my back if I need to, even if I don't have any more shirts.
Why is legacy so important to you, CJ?
Just to leave something behind, something bigger than myself, bigger than anything that I'm doing. And also just to let my kids know that you need to do the right things. And I think that's what legacy means to me.
How old are your kids? I never asked you this.
18, 9, and 5, or 18, 10, and 5. My daughter's birthday is actually today. So happy
Oh,
birthday to
wow. All right. Happy birthday. Tell us her name.
Azari.
Azari. Happy birthday to Azari. Because you grew up being taught that you should be kind and you should be caring and giving. Are there any things that, besides those statements, that you share with your children to try to get them to be similar in values to you? What do you do to teach them anything?
Just to put them in certain circumstances when they're talking to people, look them in the eye, say please, say thank you. Just the basic foundation. I think once you have that basic foundation, it'll
Yeah.
never leave you. Even when you're 30, 40 years old, maybe your parents may not be here anymore. Those are the things you'll still carry with you and she'll treat people with kindness.
And it should not be that difficult, right? It should not be that difficult. Now, when you were making, I'm just trying to think, when you were becoming a sports celebrity, let me put it that way, were you ever tempted to not be kind? Did you ever fall into I'm an NBA player. I don't need to sign autographs. I don't need to do this. Did you ever fall into that trap once in a while?
I don't think so. I hope not, at least. I think for me, I never really saw myself as a NBA player. I'm just a player who fortunately made it. I didn't get drafted. I went overseas, so my route and journey to the NBA was a lot different than the normal route, like
Mhm.
getting drafted, stuff like that. For me, it was just, and I never knew when my time could end in the NBA. It can end after year one, two, three. Like I said, fortunate to play 10 years, but I
Yeah,
just saw every year as a this could be my last year, and with injuries, with better players coming in each and every year, the league getting younger. So it was for me. It was just I'm just a human being. I don't see
yeah,
myself as a celebrity. People always say that you're a celebrity. I'm like, no, not really. I'm just a normal person. I do the
yeah,
normal things that everybody else does. I stay to
yeah.
myself, stay at home, and just try to do the best I can.
Wow. And that's what I think makes you special. You're very humble. And when we first met, and shout out to our mutual friend David Meltz, when
Yep.
we were in Las Vegas, we were participating in the office hours. You and I were able to be on a panel discussion, right? We were interviewing individuals that were on the show. So we were all co hosts. It was just so great. What I appreciated about you is that you are humble, you talk to everyone, you are kind, you are nice. And here I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you run a foundation, you are the author of children's books. As soon as I mentioned your name to someone whenever I got home, I said, "Yeah, CJ, NBA player, 10 years." And automatically, this guy that I did not know even followed basketball said, "Oh, CJ Watson." I was like, "Yes, that's him. That's him." So your name is known worldwide. But what I really appreciate still about you, it's your down to earth nature. There is something that we recently, since I last saw you, we're beginning to talk about sharing messages and creating an online training course, but the topic is called humanality. And
Mhm.
humanality, it's a new term. We're trademarking it, CJ, but it's a term that we are describing as making people feel cared for, valued, seen, and heard. Okay. Cared for, valued, seen, and heard. And just as we were talking about a little bit about your NBA career, your professional basketball career, it made me think I was just at an event, a NASCAR event, and up in the Poconos, my nephew works for Pocono Raceway, and
Okay.
they have trailers in which they're selling gear for certain players, certain drivers, as an example. And there's this one trailer, and they had three of the drivers that were representing this one particular driving company. And I ended up taking a video of it because I wanted to remember this feeling. And it was not a good feeling, to be honest. It
Mm.
was hot, it was 90 degrees. And these young kids with their parents were waiting for hours to get something signed by these drivers. And I took the video because when we talk about humanality and being cared for, valued, seen, and heard, I watched many of these drivers, not all of them, but many of them do this. They're
Yeah.
signing, they're not even looking, they're talking to their buddy. They're not looking at the recipient, they're not looking at the fan, they're not looking at the kid whose parents are spending $100 for a hat, as an example. And it just made me feel bad that there was not humanality in it, that they were making others feel processed, as an
Right.
example. Just as I share that story, how does that make you feel? And what do you do? What did you do? And what do you do that is not like that, not making people feel processed?
I think you just don't want to make them feel like another number, right? Just like you said. And I think giving people their time and people, like, especially for us as athletes and as a former athlete, people have spent their, maybe their last dime to come and watch you play, just to get an autograph, just to just to watch you play on the court. So I definitely think we got to give them our time, our attention. And I think once you do that, they'll be a fan for life. But I definitely think we just got to be in the moment. There's a lot of things going around with people. Like I said before, people have good days, bad days. People are maybe already thinking about the next opportunity they're trying to do or the next signing they have to do. But if you can just stay in the moment a little bit more and be present, look that little kid in the eye or the mother or the father in the eye, at least ask them what their name is. I think they'll remember that for the rest of their life.
Oh man. And CJ, you just outlined basically step one, two, and three in our humanality. And I got to share with you because you just nailed it, right? Step one is I see you. Step two is be where your feet are. Step three is just ask. And you just basically named all through, right? I see you, meaning right now you're the most important thing to me. Yeah, I'm
Right.
with my buddies, and yes, I'm tired, and yes, I'm hot, and yes, I'm thirsty. But right now, you were the most important thing to me. And I got that sense when we were on that panel discussion, when we were co-hosting. That was the sense that I got from you. You weren't putzing around on your phone. You weren't you were just focused. You were where you are, which is just so cool. Be where your feet are means I'm present. There's no
Yeah.
distractions. I'm present. And then the just ask element, which I didn't even think about. If you can find out their name, CJ, find out their name, use their name. And it's like, oh my gosh, CJ Watson is the coolest person because he remembered my name. And you're right, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years later, talk about the legacy that you're leaving besides your foundation, besides your books, besides all of your investments in the things that you do, right? You're making people feel valued, seen, cared for. Brilliant, CJ. Thank you for that, man.
No, for sure. And even like the panel we were on with Dave, it's like I never know who I'm going to meet there or who's going to be there. Even like for you and your wife, I walked into the middle of the interview session when you guys were recording, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just was trying to get to the destination, and you guys were like in the way, so I just tried to walk around, but I ended up cutting you guys off, and I apologize because I didn't know you guys were recording.
But it didn't matter, right? Because
Yeah.
of your reaction, and hopefully our reaction was, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. You seem to be very calm. And we're talking about sometimes things might not go your way. Are there any tips that you can share with our listeners? This goes out, it's top 2 to 5% podcast globally. So it goes out to a lot of good people. You seem very calm, cool, content, right? Are you always like that, CJ? And if you're not, how are you able to remind yourself that you should be calm, cool, and content? A
I'm
weird
always
question, I know.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I'm always like that. That's just kind of how I've been raised. It's kind of funny because I'm the quiet and shy one in the family, but my mom, my dad are more outgoing. My brother's more outgoing than I am. So I think it's just a learned trait, learned behavior. And I also think and believe if I see a situation or I'm in a situation, I get over anxious or too excited. Maybe I might react a certain way, or it might look different from someone else who's not maybe not know what's going on. So I try to always keep that in mind, and also just be cool, calm, and collective, and then never just get too high or too low. Once I figure out the motive or whatever, then we kind of react in that manner. But for the most part, just stay cool, calm, and collective, and let things play out how they may. And like I said, He'll reveal it eventually.
That's a great attitude. Now, I'm assuming, CJ, did that help you as a professional athlete?
I think so too. It definitely did. It made me more. I was always nervous before games, but once I would get into the game, it would be after that, it'll be fine. Like I said, I can't really control what's going to happen. I know I prepared for the moment. I know I put the time and effort in watching film, preparing for my opponent, and trying to do those things. And once I get on the court, the talent will take over, either good or bad. So you're going to have
Yeah.
good games, you're going to have bad games, but for the most part, I'm prepared for the moment. And I think that's the mindset I've always had.
Oh, amazing. Now, we're talking a lot about feelings and making people feel cared for, valued, seen, and heard. Can you share with us a athletic moment that if I ask you, what was the greatest feeling as a professional athlete? What immediately comes to mind? What is one of the greatest feelings you've ever felt?
The greatest feeling I've ever felt. Honestly, it has nothing to do with me personally. Like I said, I have 3 kids, so my oldest daughter is playing volleyball right now,
Okay.
and just seeing her going out there, just seeing her journey, and when she goes out there and makes a great play or a big block, she plays volleyball. I think that's the greatest feeling for me personally as a father, but as a player, I would say just when I put on that first jersey, I still remember the moment and exactly where I was when I put on the NBA jersey and all the hard work that I put in to get there, all the good days, the bad days, the times I wanted to quit. It was all worth it. I felt just to put that jersey on and see my name on the back of her jersey and
Wow.
being in the NBA locker room with players that I used to watch, used to play video games with, or played them on the video game. So it's so cool to have that dream come alive.
Oh, yeah. And do you have good memorabilia from those times? Your first jersey as an example?
I don't know if I still have it anymore, but I did have it. I probably gave it away,
Oh,
but
man, of course you did.
I give a lot of
Uh,
those things away because, like I said, you can't take them with you. It's about legacy, right? So if I can
yeah,
make someone else feel better about something that I give to them, it's gonna feel good for me too.
unbelievable. And how old is your daughter that plays volleyball?
She's 18.
18. So college or high school?
She just got to college. She graduated high school early, and now in summer school now.
Okay. Is she playing in college or club?
College. So
Okay.
her first season is this coming up August.
Okay. May I ask which school?
University of Pittsburgh. So we got to get some more fans. So all the
Are you
people listening,
serious?
watching, you got to cheer for University of Pittsburgh this year.
CJ, guess
Mhm.
where I'm from? Guess where I grew up?
Pittsburgh.
Yes, indeed. Guess what I played? Hold on now, my friend. Hold on. If you asked me what was one of my greatest feelings, hold
Yeah.
on now. Okay, I'm gonna share this with you. NCAA third place.
Okay.
Okay, men's volleyball.
Okay. Okay. You
Uh,
know about the sport.
yes. Now, CJ, I was the 12th best player. I was the 12th best player out of 13 back in 1987 for Penn State University. But
Oh,
I
that's
did
cool.
play men's volleyball. I played volleyball for them for a year and a half.
That's
But
really
one of
cool.
my greatest memories, like this, man, this again, didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but I was on a team.
For sure.
And
Part
this
of the
is
journey.
and this is on my shelf, right? This is
Yeah.
on my shelf next to my book, next to pictures of the kids somewhere next to them,
Yeah.
pictures of my wife, right? But it meant something. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. And congratulations to your daughter.
No,
Pitt
appreciate it.
is a great school, a great volleyball school.
That's what I've
Now,
been hearing. Yeah.
yeah, Pitt Penn State rivalry a little difficult. So I'll
Yeah.
try to be a fan whenever
Okay.
I'm watching your daughter. Don't
All right.
worry.
The only one they're not playing Penn State. We'll take you.
That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, congratulations. So we talked about proud moments and from a professional athletic career. Share with me a proud moment from a an entrepreneurial, philanthropic perspective. One proud moment. What stands out? Doing work with Quiet Storm, your foundation, Quiet Storm Foundation.
Yeah.
Anything come to mind? One of the most proud moments.
For me, it's always when I hear kids because we put on all our programs are free. Like I grew up in the inner city here in Vegas, and we didn't have a lot of resources, but my parents somehow made it happen. But I think now the biggest, proudest moment for me is when kids come up and say, "Oh, the camp was great. We had a great time." Or when I go to read a book at a for Nevada Reading Week, CJ, we love the book. We love his lucky socks. We love all the lessons that are in the book. And for me, that's just the proudest moment. I was never about being an author, never about making money. It was really just about giving back and telling my story through reading and education. So that's what I wanted to do. And I felt having those moments, having little kids come up to you and say those things are really touch your heart and really let you know that you're doing something of value.
It's fantastic. So tell us a little bit more for our listeners. The Quiet Storm Foundation, I'll share the website, quietstormfoundation.org. How would you summarize what you do? Because you do so many great things.
So we have three pillars: health and wellness, leadership, and education. And we have three free programs throughout the school year. We put on a free basketball camp in July, which is coming up in a couple weeks. We have a I also have a parent workshop at that basketball camp because when I was coming up, my parents didn't really know anything about NCAA rules, regulations, and now with NIL and all these new rules, parents just need to get educated about it, even if their kid doesn't play a sport. And then also we have an out of school program throughout the school year. Every first and third Saturday, we take kids on field trips. We have a gym instructor come teach them healthy moves and do healthy drills with them in the gym. We also have a Black History essay contest in February. We have a luncheon for those students. When I played in the NBA, we would fly them to whatever city I lived in. But
Okay.
now we give them an option to buy a free laptop or start their 529 plan. So just trying to
Wow.
help them build their education and give them a kickstart.
Yeah, amazing. And when you were growing up, did you kind of have to figure this out on your own and your parents kind of figured it out on their own?
Just trial and error, and you're just talking to other people, talking to other parents. Yeah, but yeah, we didn't know anything about rules. Like I said, I wanted to go to college to help my parents on the financial side because I knew they couldn't pay for it. And
Yeah,
they kept telling me throughout my childhood that I needed to go to college. I had to find a way to get there, and my way was through sports and obviously education, getting good grades to help me get there.
fantastic. You had referenced a sibling. You have a brother, is that correct?
Younger brother, yeah.
Okay. And tell us about him. Athlete by chance?
He was an athlete. He's now coaching. He played overseas in China, Taiwan, I think, for 4 or 5 years. So he went to University of Idaho for 2 years.
Okay, wow, congratulations. And how did your parents react when you were able to find success through basketball? And how did they react when you found success through your foundation?
I never really asked them how they reacted or how they felt. Honestly, maybe I should ask them that one day. But I think they're just super happy, encouraged, and just maybe just can't still believe the journey, just like myself. And they've been with me the whole way through. In college, they would come to a lot of my games. When I was overseas, they would come. My dad came and lived with me for a month, and then a couple times I wanted to quit basketball when I was overseas, and they talked me out of it. So it's really about having a good support system, believing in you, and we always talk about our goals, our dreams, and once they know those things, they're going to help you push you to those limits and
Amazing.
not let you quit. So I think that a lot of kudos goes out to them for my success.
And hopefully they will. I want them to make sure that they hear this right
Mm,
after the fact. Let's celebrate it
yeah,
with them. And thanks to the Watsons, right? The parents of CJ,
for sure. Definitely send the link when it comes out.
for it's so important to have the backbone, the foundation. And what I'm getting from you, CJ, we have a lot of different people on the show. It's everything from entrepreneurs to executive directors to you name it. But the reason why we invite certain people like yourself is because you are doing, and you are doing things for the right reason. Does not happen every single day. My sense of you, yes, professional athlete, yes, started a foundation, but more importantly, a great dad, a great human being, a person that is trying to teach others and inspire others and educate others on a path that you've already figured out, right? You
Mhm.
figured out that path, and your parents with you when you were younger, you figured it out, but it was probably not as direct as what you now know. Very amazing that you are doing this to be able to help people. I just had a few other questions for you. So that's thank you from us to you, CJ, for being the type of human being that you are. Spectacular. When did you think that you wanted to write a book, let alone CJ's book series?
Yes, I was honestly retired. I was sitting on the couch here in my house and I said, how can I continue to tell my story, but also give back to the next generation? And that's how I came up with a book. I didn't know any authors before. I didn't want to be an author. It's more so just about telling my story. And one of my coaches, I actually was just talking to him randomly on the phone. And I asked him about being an author. And I didn't know he was even an author. So he told me he wrote a book. So he was giving me his advice, his insight. And that's kind of how the idea came about. And he actually introduced me to a lady who helped me write my first book. And then once I got all the ideas out of my head into a piece of paper and actually seen it, and then we kind of put it in a format. At first, we wanted to be a chapter book, and then we was like, no, let's just change it to a children's book. It's more probably impactful in that manner. And
Mhm.
then that's kind of how the book came about. And I like the first book. The feedback was great. And then I said, I got a couple more stories to tell, so let's just
Yeah.
write them. And that's kind of how the whole book series came about.
So are there 5 books in the series?
There's 4 books, and I also published a coloring book. I
Okay.
have all daughters, girl
Yeah.
dads.
Okay.
My daughters love to color and write. That one is like an ode to them. It's for girls. Boys can have fun and color with it too.
It's so fun. So the titles of the book: CJ's Big Project,
Yep.
CJ's Big Moment, CJ's Big Dream, CJ and His Magic Socks.
Yep.
I have to ask you, what are magic socks?
In the book and in my real life. So all my stories are true stories. I didn't want to write any fake stories. So when I was in college, I had a pair of orange socks that I bought for my color, University of Tennessee. Every time I would wear them and I had a good game, I would never wash them. So I would keep them, never wash them, and just over time they start to smell because I had a pretty good career. So I had some good games here and there. So I never watched them once I had a good game. So athletes are very superstitious, just like probably anybody else, I'm sure. And then, like I said, so I would just do the same things over and over. And those magic socks were magical to me because I thought I had the superpowers to play a good game, but really it was just the work that I put in, the preparation to get to be ready for the moment.
Incredible. Do you still have those magic socks?
No, kids ask me all the time. I don't have them anymore. I don't play anymore, but it doesn't take anything to start it back up again.
Of course, of course. I'm just even thinking, okay, purchase a book and get a free pair of magic
Right.
socks along with it. Make a donation, get some good
Right.
yellow socks from CJ Watson. If people want to learn more about you, quietstormfoundation.org, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Craftstormfoundation.org. Yep.
Okay. And then there's plenty of links. Get involved, contact, donate, a click to purchase books online. 2 last questions for you, CJ. What is next for CJ Watson?
What's next for me is just continue to be a great dad every day. Also, I want to turn my books to a cartoon series, so I'm trying to figure out ways to do that either through YouTube or I've had a couple of meetings with a couple of studios who have interest into bringing that thought to life. So doing that. Also been angel investing, love tech, love sports, and tying that all together. And then just the foundational work, is just continue to make kids happy, continue to give them resources, continue to give them options and opportunity to see what else is out there.
That's so cool. And I know you're doing an awful lot. You're still living in Las Vegas, so that a lot of what you do is geared toward the Las Vegas community. But if you go to the website, you're doing things all over, which is just tremendous. I appreciate you, CJ Watson. Last question, I promise. We talked about what you do that most people don't. If you had to fill in the blank for the generalization of people in general, most people don't blank. What would you say?
Most people don't be consistent.
Yes.
First thing that came to mind.
And what is the benefit of being consistent?
I think being consistent is what most people don't. And if you just be consistent, you'll beat out 90% of the people. Whatever job you're applying for, whatever trade you're trying to do, just be consistent. Just show up every day, good days, bad days. Those times will help you push you forward to reach your goals.
Amazing. Be consistent. And my takeaway from what you just shared, it's you did the practice, you worked hard, so you're going to be consistent, you're going to show up for that game. But because you were consistent with the practice leading up to that game or to the big stage or the big court, that consistency has enabled you to be there now. And that consistency with being a good dad, that consistency with being a great entrepreneur, that consistency with doing good things for children and kids to be able to learn, all of that consistency has led us to where you are right now, CJ. And just holy cow, what an honor to be able to chat with you. Thank you so much for being so kind, being a good human being, exerting humanality, doing great things for other people. We're so grateful that we got a chance to spend time today.
No,
So thank
appreciate
you.
you. Appreciate you. Honored to be on the podcast. Thank you.
No, of course. CJ Watson, quietstormfoundation.org. Follow him, donate, buy the books and give the books. Do whatever you can to help support what a brilliant cause. So, CJ, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you sometime in Pittsburgh. And
Sure.
we'll be cheering for your daughter. What position? Outside hitter, middle hitter, setter, libero?
She's an outside hitter, 6 rotations, number 12, Ayana Watson.
Okay, we're going to look for her. All right, CJ, thank you so much again. I appreciate it. Happy belated Father's Day to 3 girls.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
Okay, talk later. Bye.